We went into this with an attitude like, well, we're the underdog. You know, if we win, we win. If we don't win, come on, we're just a community college.
PCC doesn't really have a lab that, you know, the other schools had, and that was a disadvantage that we had.
We said to ourselves we weren't going to get sad if we were going to lose. But when we saw him come at 17.99, you know, beating the next school by like half a second, we were definitely happy.
The 2004 Energy Challenge was sponsored or co-sponsored by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Institute of Paper Science and Technology. The premise of the project was to design a snowboard that took into heaviest consideration the reduction of energy consumption in the manufacturing process.
We had to submit what idea we were creating, we had to do it in writing, do it in drawing, and we had to give the judges a sense of what direction we would take.
It needed to be stiff, like pop back into its original shape, have memory, you know, so if I'm bending it back, it has to go back to the original shape. It had to have a preloaded spring in it, so it's conforming on the snow because the terrain's always changing, and it takes the rider's weight somewhat when the rider's standing on it.
The bamboo structure came along because what we were trying to do with the snowboard is create a preloaded spring. When we used recycled paper to do that, it was kind of hard to get the results we needed. The bamboo is inherently a grass, it's not a wood, with very strong properties of a wood.
We're like halfway through working on that, and then we got a call from Michael Shafee at the Institute of Paper Sciences. And he's like, you guys, we got your midterm report, you did a great job, but you can't use the bamboo in its raw form because we're a paper science team. It's like, we really want you to force the paper. And we're like, oh, what are you talking about? We have to redo this whole thing. It's like, I'm sorry, but you can't do that. You're going to get docked for it.
Dude, this is like covert operation. We're going to get in, we're going to take the recycled paper, bring it back to my car, and make a snowboard. Let's go!
We used corrugated cardboard, which is a man-made waste, and we decided to use corrugated cardboard because it's already been processed, and they already used recycled materials. So we're not actually using a new recycled material.
We basically cut that up and laid it out in the form of a honeycomb pattern as a core.
The honeycomb was actually suggested by Terry Price over at Cerritos College, and he suggested that we use a structure that was lightweight and strong, similar to what they use in aircraft products. So he showed us some samples of traditional honeycomb pattern. We looked it up, and it resulted, in really strong compressional strength.
How you feeling right now, bud?
Feeling good.
We made handmade paper with abaca, which is a close relative to banana fiber.
Fabian was taking a class at Cerritos in composites, and he worked with hemp to reinforce plaster molds. He was like pulling on this stuff. He's like, you can't break it. It's the tensile strength is incredible. So we're like, okay, let's lay that in and emulate this 45, negative 45, 0 degree format that's similar to fiberglass. So, provide strength in all these directions. And then, pretty much sandwich it between paper and just use the water to bond it together. And then we'll have a sheet that's like, 3 or 4 layers thick with the hemp in between, and then we could sandwich that on top of the cardboard.
When this project came about, it reminded me again, like, well, we are trying to solve a problem, why not take it to the next level?
Our uniform, for example, we went to Goodwill stores and then we bought used clothes and then we bleached it instead of adding colors.
It got us to recycle, to things that are biodegradable, to compost, to put them in the green container or whatever it is the city has, and it kind of opened our eyes to be conscious.
The interesting thing that was said about our team in terms of a critique was that PCC's kids really focused on the spirit of the competition more than any other college.
One of the major themes that we adopted was waste minimization, and that became an important tie throughout the entire competition. And as it went on, we realized the importance of it on the global level and the local level.
Some of the teams were really large, and they'd obviously spent money getting there. And I even made the comment, and I forget to which school, because somebody had a crate with their boards in it. I asked them about their board, and I got this, well, you'll see soon enough. And I thought, oh.
We said when we left from here to Colorado that we already won, because we already had, not in the sense that we already won like the prize itself, but we already won the trip.
I told my team before we got there, I was like, if we could make the snowboard, I'll win the race, because I have experience racing, and I was pretty hard-headed about that. I was like, okay, I'll take these guys down. So when I got there and I started seeing some of the boards, I'd say like, half of me said, okay, we're good, and the other half said, oh man.
It does look like Frank. Oh, yeah.
We're great!
And the fastest time, breaking the 18-minute mark, the 18-second mark at 17:99. Please come up here, the racer from Pasadena. Yeah!
As soon as he took off, he started picking up speed, and we were like, okay, our board works. It wasn't, just the rider, it wasn't just the board, it wasn't just, the course or something. Everything seemed to click.
The race counts for 20% of the score, and the race is, as it should be, a very important factor in determining who wins this competition. And the third place team was Pasadena.
This team took the concept of recycled material to an extreme and actually went dumpster diving to find the materials.
The judges had told us several times that we were the most creative team, and I think that comes from the fact that we weren't structured as engineers, and we didn't have to build our board based on the guidelines that they had set. They had set guidelines, and we'd try to do everything we can to meet them, however, keep our own creativity and our own concept different than everybody else's.